Had the witch trials of 1692 not happened, we would have never known that Alice Parker existed. Born on an unknown date, she was possibly around her 40s to 50s at the time of her accusation. We do know that she was married to John Parker, a fisherman, and lived in Salem Town that was rented from Mary English. They had at least one son who was mentioned in the deposition against her from Samuel Shattuck, and many people in Salem Town had suspected her and Bridget Bishop of witchcraft since the early 1680s. Goody Watford claimed that she was nearly drowned by the specters of Alice Parker and Bridget Bishop after accusing Bridget of stealing a spoon. Samuel Shattuck, John Westgate, Martha Dutch, and John Bullock would later testify to strange events that had happened. Namely, in January 1692, John Bullock and other men found Alice in a catatonic state in the snow near her home. They carried her into the house where they undressed her and laid her in bed, and not long after, she sat up and started laughing. Mary Warren was among the chief accusers against Alice Parker, claiming that she killed her mother and left her sister deaf after an illness swept through the Warren house. When she was arrested on May 12, 1692, Alice Parker stated, "I am not guilty," stating she did not know Mary Warren. But upon the gaze of Alice Parker, Mary Warren fell into fits, claiming to be tormented by her specter. Margaret Jacobs, granddaughter of George Jacobs, stated that Alice Parker was one of 60 witches in the county, and Mary Warren's fits grew so severe that it appeared her tongue was turning black during the examination. To which Alice Parker replied, her tongue will be blacker before she died, in reference to what Alice believed to be lies. The magistrates asked Alice why she afflicted and tormented Mary, to which Alice responded, "If I do, Lord forgive me." Alice spent the following 4 months in jail pending her trial. She was sent to the Boston jail and then sent back to the Salem jail on June 1st alongside Bridget Bishop, Tituba, Rebecca Nurse, and others. Bridget Bishop was often seen alongside Alice Parker in spectral encounters, not only according to Goodwife Wofford, but also from John DeRich. Alice wasn't tried until September, and her grand jury happened on the same day as her trial. Several repeat witnesses from the trial of Bridget Bishop came forward, namely the Shattuck family. Only 7 pieces of evidence that still survive to this day were presented against her during her trial, and as a result, she was convicted and condemned to hang. While Robert Califf tells you what happened with Martha Corey, Samuel Wardwell, and Mary Esty on September 22nd, he makes no mention of Alice Parker, and it's presumed that her execution happened like many others. She was one of 8 people hanged on that day and buried in an unknown location. She wasn't exonerated until 2001, and her memory is finally preserved at 3 memorials, one in Danvers and 2 in Salem. Thank you for listening. I'm Antonio Stuckey, and this is Witch Hunt.